In what ways do you think gender and female leadership are tied to the fight to stop the climate change?
Well, thank you for bringing attention to it. So, the topic of my TEDx talk was how women and girls are leading the way to the end of the fossil fuel era. And it's based on my reporting where I have, traveled the world. I've been in a submarine at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico at the site of the BP oil spill with Dr. Samantha Joy, a woman leading in these incredible efforts across Afghanistan, looking at the role of oil in the war in Afghanistan, across the United States, across the world. And I've continued to meet women who are at the forefront of these efforts. And I think the main reason why is that women and girls are so disproportionately impacted by fossil fuels in the climate crisis. Women and girls are 14 times more likely to die in a climate emergency than are men. Living near oil and gas operations increases the likelihood that a woman will suffer a preterm birth, the leading cause of infant death in the United States, significantly. Women and girls are responsible for up to 80% of global food production, which means that things like oil spills, the climate crises of drought, of floods, of tsunamis impact their ability to provide this fundamental resource. And they have stood up in resistance to these impacts and have led resistance campaigns, across well, we were talking, before we started about Dakota Access Pipeline, Line 3, these are all examples of places where women have taken leadership positions in the Gulf Coast. I featured Sharon Levine, a 67-year-old woman who lives in Cancer Alley, who has been leading efforts there. Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, the first person to implement a federal just transition office in New Zealand at the same time as she put in place a moratorium on new offshore oil and gas development. Your organizing and your work, and I think the examples just abound of women that have taken these positions. And I think highlighting and drawing attention to their work and the disproportionate harms they face. Also, I would add women as environmental defenders who have faced incredible death risks, harms, sexual assault, sexual abuse in those roles have also proven their bravery against, devastating odds also in doing this work.